Hi, readers. I don't have a book. I mean, I do have a book. I always have a book, but this isn't going to be a reading section. I think there's a way I can put this as my primary video so people can see it and learn a little bit about what I do. I get a lot of really positive response to the books that I read, but once or twice a week, I get a comment that says, read more, don't talk, don't interrupt. I'm trying to read along and it's distracting. And I understand that if this is an audiobook, and I say audiobook on my tag, but if this is an audiobook, then you just want somebody to read. But the problem is what I'm doing isn't just for audiobooks. It's for reading comprehension. I'm a teacher. So I'm trying to teach people how to get more out of their books. And I promise you, just about every book that I have titled on my playlist, you can get as an Audible or a Barnes & Noble audiobook, or through your library. You can check them out. I really encourage you to use your libraries. But I'm not just reading words. I'm trying to model how to read books when you're in school, what to look for, how to annotate, how to stop and comprehend. And one of the big things in the science of reading that we're learning in our research about education is that the more you know about a subject, the more you know about the context, the more you understand about the characters, the more you comprehend the intent of the story. So when I stop with what you all perceive as just my rambling on, I'm trying to engage you into connecting with the material and learning more than just the words of the book. So the next time somebody makes a comment, I'm going to refer them to this video to see why I do what I do. The other thing I want to say is I'm not sure how YouTube works, but I think if you subscribe, then you can see my list, my playlists. So when you want to ask, sometimes I'll have somebody ask me about a book and they're frustrated. They want to get started with the book. And then I already have it on my playlist. I have, I think, 25 books on my playlist now. And there's also, one of the playlists is short stories. And I haven't figured out a good way to organize those, but you can look through and see all the different short stories. I tend to do the pretty typical high school short stories. And then I'm starting this new news feature, which is nonfiction reading. And that's really good for reading comprehension too. And some of you want to know what you can do to get better ACT or SAT scores. Reading is what you can do daily, 20 to 30 minutes of reading. That makes all the difference. Hi, Tablet. Rhonda, thank you so much. And I just wanted to take a little time to let everybody know why I do what I do and what's the methodology behind it. So it's more than just me reading stories. I'm really trying to help you guys become stronger readers. If you have questions, put them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer. I don't know if you've realized, those of you that have interacted with me, like Tablet comes on a lot. Thanks, Tablet. I answer the questions. If you write to my Instagram or you write to my Gmail, I'll answer, and I answer pretty quickly. I think I must not have any kind of a life, because once I see a message, I want to answer it. I also would love for comments below of some polls, because I can put up my polls, and I get usually 200 to 300 responses to a question when I put the polls up. And I think it's fun to see how other people respond to that. So think about questions you might want to know. If you have books, look them up under Audible, or use your local library. They have auditory books. We have something called Overdrive at our library, and you can sign up for it. It's a free service with a library card. So, Rhonda, thank you. That's good to know. No, this technique is not just for kids. There's just a lot of new research now on how to build reading comprehension. And it really comes from understanding more about what you're reading. If you're, one of the things I really noticed, I'm a strong reader, and I started teaching a lot of ESL and had a lot of Chinese students and was going to China. So I started picking up novels that were either written by Chinese authors and then translated, or they were, just Chinese classics. And if you don't, I didn't know much about the culture. I knew very little about the geography. And I found the books difficult to understand and difficult to stay with. And that's when I began realizing people need some context when they read. The other thing, your brain, if you hear my voice, da 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 da, I have so many people tell me they use podcasts and audiobooks as a way to fall asleep. And so if I'm just da 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 reading page and page and page, your brain checks me out. So if I stop and say, oh, who is that character? Oh, what's going on? And maybe go off on one of my little storytelling rambles, then it brings you back into the story. So be patient with me. Those of you that keep asking me to read only, not going to do it. Move on, find another book, find another way to listen, because you're not going to change me. I'm sorry. I know what I'm doing. There's method in my madness, and I'm not for everybody. So if you're not for me, that's okay. Love you anyway, and keep reading. Thanks for all my subscribers. I really appreciate it. Have a great weekend. Bye.